Hello everyone. This video is brought to you by Newton's Group of Institutions. This is Arvind Egreddy from Department of CSE. In this video, I'll be talking about the nature of software. So, coming to the nature of software, software takes a dual role of software. It is a product and at the same time a vehicle for delivering the product. Here, software as a product, it delivers the computing potential embedded by the computer hardware or more broadly by a network of computers that are accessed by the local hardware. And as a vehicle, it is used to deliver the product and the software acts as the basis for the control of the computer in operating system. And the communication of information takes place through networks and the creation and control of other programs using software tools and the environment. Software delivery is the most important product of our time, which is called as information. Coming to the definition of a software is defined as instructions, data structures, and documents. So here, what I mean by instructions is those are the programs that when executed provide the desired functions, features, and performance. Whereas here the data structures what we use enable the program to adequately manipulate the information. And the documents which describe the information in both hard copy and virtual forms that describe the operation and use of the programs. Now, coming to the characteristics of the software, there are three main characteristics. The first one is software is developed or engineered. It is not manufactured in the classical sense. Although some similarities exist between the software development and the hardware manufacturer, these two activities are fundamentally different. In both the activities, high quality is achieved through good designing, but the manufacturing phase for hardware is introduced as an quality problems that are not existent or easily corrected for software. So both these activities are developed on people, but the relationship among these people may totally vary. So these two activities require the construction of a product, but the approaches are different. Coming to the second point, that is software does not wear out. So here the following figure shows the relationship between the failure rate and the time. Consider the failure rate as a function of time for hardware. Here the relationship is called bathtub curve because it indicates that hardware exhibits relatively high failure rates early in the life cycle. When defects are corrected and the failure rate drops to the steady state level for some period of time. And if you can notice here, as the time passes, however, the failure rates rises again as hardware components suffer from the cumulative effects of dust, vibrations, temperature, and many other environmental activities. And coming to the third point, although the industry is moving towards the component-based constructions, most software constitutes to be custom built. That is, a software component should be designed and implemented so that it can be reused in many different programs. Here, modern reusable components encapsulate both data and processing that is applied to the data, which enables the software engineers to create new applications from reusable parts. Now, coming to the software application domains, there are basically 7 broad categories of softwares or challenges for the software engineer. They are system software, application software, engineer or scientific software, embedded software, product line software, web applications, and artificial intelligence software. Here, the system softwares are nothing but they are the collection of programs written to secure other programs And some system softwares, what we use are compilers, editors, and file managers. And the second one, that is application software. These are the standalone programs that solve a specific business need. So these application software is used to control the business functions in the real time. Coming to engineer or scientific software, it has been characterized by number crunching algorithms. So these applications like from astronomy to volcanology, or from automotive stress analysis to shutter oriented dynamics, or from molecular biology to automated main fractions. So all these applications we are going to using engineering and scientific software. Coming to embedded software, they are written to control the machines or devices that are not typically through of a computer. So commonly known as embedded systems. So they are typically specified for a particular hardware that runs on and has time and memory constraints. Now coming to product life softwares, these are the tools and techniques for creating a collection of similar software systems from a shared set of software assets using a common means of production. Like what we say, we commonly use word processing, spreadsheets, computer graphics, multimedia, database management systems, so on, so on. So these all come under the product line software. Then coming to web applications, these web apps is an application program that is stored on a remote server and delivered over internet through a browser interface. So these applications run on web servers. Such applications are called as an web applications. So we see generally, in general, we see in mobile so many apps, WhatsApp, Google app, all these apps, they come under web applications. Next, artificial intelligence software. So these make use of non-numerical algorithms to solve the complex problems. So nowadays we are using so many artificial intelligence software. We are using these softwares for creating in robotics. We are using artificial neural networks. We are using in expert systems, game playing, and pattern recognition, so on. So in all these different applications we are using software, and this is why it is becoming a challenge for software engineers. Now coming to new software challenges, here the first one is open world computing, that is creating software to allow machines of all sizes to communicate with each other across the network, that is distributed computing and wireless network. So here these are the open systems or computer systems that provide some combination of interoperability or portability and open software standards. We can also refer these to a specific installations that are configured to allow unrestricted access by the people. Then coming to the second one, that is net sourcing. So architecturing simple and sophisticated applications that benefit target end users markets worldwide. The web as a computing engine. So here it allows customers to receive business applications as a service rather than purchasing software directly from some sort of software vendors. And whereas coming to the source, distributing source code for computing applications, so customers can make local modifications easily and reliable. This generally this source we use as a like open source software. So here the open source software is a type of computer software in which the source code is released under the license, in which the copyrights holder grants users the right to use it, the study, and to change, to make any changes and distribute the software to anyone and for any purpose. So such a kind of softwares we call them as an open source software. Now coming to the legacy softwares. So legacy software is an older program that are developed decades ago So here the quality of legacy software is poor because it has inextensible design convoluted code and poor non-existent documents, test cases and results that are not achieved. So here the legacy software is a software that has been around a long time and still fulfilling the business needs. So in computing, a legacy software is an old method or old technology. It can be an old computer system or an old application program, and that is the previous or outdated computer system still what we are using. So as the time passing, the legacy systems evolves due to the following reasons. That is, the software must be adapted to meet the needs of new computing environment or technology, because the technology is growing very rapidly day by day. We cannot go with the legacy softwares, the old softwares. The technology is developing, so we need to adapt new things. And these softwares must be enhanced to implement the new business requirements. And the softwares must be extended to make the interoperable with more modern systems of database. And the softwares must be re-architected to make it viable within a network environment. Thank you all. If you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for the latest notifications. Thank you all.